What I'm going to share with you is not going to be exciting or amazing to you. It's going to be exciting and amazing to me because those are things that I discovered in my life that made me, hopefully, a better educator. And it also has to do with overcoming the imposter syndrome. This is a group photo of the Albert Einstein Fellows from last year. And I was somehow fortunate enough to be selected. I am the Mexican-looking guy on the right side. And where do they come from? Well, they came from all over the place. Nathan from Utah, Aida from Florida, China from New York, Alejandra from Maryland, me from Texas, Kayla from Ohio, Rebecca from Alaska, Doug from Maine, Jennifer Lane from New Jersey, Jennifer Mayo from Oregon, Wanda from New York, Sharon from Hawaii, and Adam from Oregon. But how did we get there? I mean, what happened in our lives that allowed us to be in that wonderful experience? Well, first of all, it's not just us. There were a lot of people that helped us get there. A lot of people that were influential in our lives. Who were those giants in my life? Well, first we start with this wonderful gentleman, Frank DeMana and Bert Waits. First time I got exposed to them was 1992. Frank DeMana was, I don't know why, he went to Laredo, Texas and did a workshop. He found Laredo somehow, and he did a workshop on the TI-81. I was hooked because I was using Casio 7000 at the time. It was like night and day switching to this wonderful machine. What caught my attention? Well, I saw that now I could graph parabolas in a different way. I could show a parametric representation and actually see the ball moving up and down, which I thought was very amazing. Then I discovered Tommy Eads in 1993. Tommy was instructor for C-square PC. This is one of his quotes. Rational functions are just polynomial functions with a few interesting places. Before him, I was doing rational functions just by memorizing the definition from the book, but I had no idea what rational functions were. And this is one that he shared. He said, what is that? And I thought, well, it's a quadratic function. Looks pretty nice. And that one, I think that's like a rational function. And that one, maybe reciprocal, I don't know. And then he shared this with me. That's the equation for all three of them. Just different viewing windows. Amazing. I was totally hooked. Then I met Arnie in 1994 in Fort Worth, Texas. I just couldn't believe that somebody could know so much geometry. How is that possible that a human being can know so much geometry? The quote that I'm going to share is not from me, it's from an educator that actually admired Arnie and went to visit him in his classroom. After I was back in Japan, Arnie sent me an email saying that all groups reached the correct solution. Arnie did not teach anything. I had noticed that he was trying to teach knowledge to students, but he helped me realize that students obtain much more than he was trying to teach. He knows a secret of teaching, which is a joy of teaching without teaching. Isn't that amazing? Shin Watanabe, Tokai University. Then Michael Kidd comes along in 1995. We are in the Valley in Edinburgh, and I'm going to do an Algebra Institute with a TI-83 or 82, I don't remember which one. And he was going to do the first summer institute using this wonderful machine, the TI-92. He was a guru of the TI-92. And what blew my mind is one time when he told me, do you know that there are over 600 centers for a triangle? Again, very amazing. I was hooked again. Then John Hanna comes along, circa 11110011111. And what amazed me about John is that it didn't matter when I saw him, if I asked him a question about coding or programming, he never said, sorry, Juan, I don't have time right now. He always had time for me. And we came up with a clock that actually worked, the hands, the hour hand and the minute hand. I actually did it with his help, but somehow he says that we collaborated. I don't know. Ellen Hook, I met her in 2000, and Ellen was giving us a workshop on how to become a better instructor. And this is one quote that I remember from Ellen. She actually invited me to go to Puerto Rico and do the Algebra Institute in Spanish. Tommy had done it in English, but the instructors from Puerto Rico wanted also the Spanish version. And this is something that I remember from her. The first 15 minutes, you can get away with charm. After that, you better damn well know something. Then I meet Sister Alice, around 2001, something like that. We did a tribute for her. And this is at the convent. I was very lucky to visit with her at the convent. My wife, my kids are there. And the amazing thing was she said, we're going to share a beer together. And we had a beer. Imagine that, a beer with Sister Alice, right? And this is one thing that happened, one of the quotes I remember, when she was offered pretty much anything she wanted for her classroom. When she was asked, what do you need? She said, a year's supply of chalk would be nice. Isn't that cool, right? Then Tom Reardon comes along. I met him in Calgary in 2002, and he's using a smartboard, and he has this thing that he presses a button, and the calculator actually works on the thing. I thought it was a transparency. No, it was a TI-92 working as an emulator. And I asked him a question about the smartboard, and he gave me some ideas how to get a grant, so 2 years later I got it. And this is the quote that I remember from him. I don't give homework. I give OTLs, opportunities to learn, right? It's pretty cool. I started using that. And then Marco Barales comes along, 2002 also. Marco is a Chilean educator, and he invited me to go to Chile, to Concepcion, teaches at a German school. He's also a very good geometrician. And Marco has this interesting quote. Las matemáticas son las vitaminas de la inteligencia y la inteligencia la espada para vencer los obstáculos de la vida. Translation, mathematics is the vitamins for the intelligence, and intelligence is the sword you need to overcome the obstacles of life. And what he shared with me, among many other things, is this wonderful theorem, Vivianis Theorem. When he showed it to me, he was an expert with a Cabri Jr., and he's telling me, yeah, if you draw the altitudes with a random point inside a triangle, you add them up, the sums, regardless of where the point is, always give you the same thing as the height of the altitude of the triangle. Again, I was hooked. So all of these things I've learned from other people, nothing from me. So I was standing on the shoulders of giants. So what you have to remember is that mathematics is not something you learn. Mathematics is something you do. And thanks to all these wonderful educators, I think I became a better math educator. Thank you very much.